Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So NARS recently brought out a new concealer called the Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I am such a huge fan of the Radiant Creamy Concealer. It's one of my all-time favorites. It's such a good go-to. And considering NARS set the bar so high with that concealer, I just thought, why would they need to bring out another one? So I had to try it and I had to see if it was on par with the Radiant Creamy Concealer or if it's better. So I did try it out, and of course I have demoed it in this video, comparing it to the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I'm going to let you know what I thought. So let's jump straight in. Just in case anyone needs a little reminder about the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, this is a medium to full coverage concealer. It comes in 16 shades. It's super buildable, it's beautiful and creamy to apply. It blends beautifully, and if you do build this concealer up, it doesn't feel cakey. It also doesn't crease too much. It's really nice once you set it with powder also, and overall it's just got a really beautiful finish to it, and it's just very easy to work with. The Radiant Creamy Concealer has like a doe foot applicator, so it's really nice and easy to apply and also very hygienic. So in comparison, the new Soft Matte Concealer comes in a pot. So this concealer claims to be full coverage, oil-free, with a natural finish and also not drying. And like the Radiant Creamy Concealer, this also does come in 16 shades. Now I have the Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Ginger and the Soft Matte Complete Concealer also in the shade Ginger, which I find really helpful when brands kind of bring out a new product but the numbers or shades, they kind of just stay the same. And that's also another thing I wanted to test and see if it did actually match. So it's really clear that I absolutely love the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, so I'm not going to go on about it. So I'm just going to give you my thoughts on the Soft Matte Complete Concealer. So first of all, I don't normally like a concealer that comes in a pot, especially if it's something that I like to use for my under eyes, which most of the time that's what I buy a concealer for. So to apply it, if you've got long nails like me, you don't really want to be like digging into it because it's just not hygienic. So you might want to use a brush, and that's how I like to apply it. Now to touch, this concealer is so velvety and really smooth, and it feels really lightweight to apply and also when it's on the skin. So when I first applied it, I had such high hopes for it and I was like, oh my god, this is going to be amazing. It does blend out really beautifully as well, and when you do first kind of put it on, it does look beautiful, and then I have to say it's just downhill from there, I'm afraid. But before I go into that, I just want to say that the shade does completely match the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I think that is amazing of NARS to be able to create another concealer of a completely different consistency, but the shades are absolutely spot on. So I was really impressed with that. But yeah, as for the actual concealer, once I'd applied it and blended it out, at first it looked okay, and then it does start to look a little bit dry. Now I actually have a drier under eye area, but this really like accentuated that and really made my under eye area look even drier and a bit more wrinkly than it actually is. Like, I'm 25, I'm not that aged, and it made me look like I was. Of course, I always set my concealer under my eyes with a powder. Obviously, the powder over the top of a dry concealer is just gonna make things look a lot more worse and more dry, more like wrinkly, and you do not want that kind of elephant skin looking skin under your eyes. So I noticed as the day went on, no matter how long I had it on for, like, you know, I thought maybe with it warming up on my actual skin, it might, you know, loosen up a little bit and not look as dry, but no, it looked even drier by the end of the day. So it wasn't very flattering to use at all under the eyes. I think the only way you can wear this concealer underneath your eyes is if you apply a good eye cream before that. I actually like this concealer for concealing my brows, or I like it for spot concealing, but I wouldn't recommend using Ginger to spot conceal if you are of my skin tone. I do buy a concealer that is just a couple shades lighter so that I can highlight, because I like to conceal underneath my eyes and around other areas of my face to brighten up those areas up. Maybe if you want to conceal any blemishes or scarring or anything like that, with this concealer I would use the shade Biscuit if you are of my skin tone, because it isn't all a bad concealer. Like, it is really lovely to work with. It is a nice concealer, just really not great for underneath the eyes. It does set matte, so if you are using this like around your T-zone to highlight those areas and you have oily skin, I think it's such a good concealer for that, because it's going to keep those areas nice and matte in your T-zone, and it's not going to feel heavy on the skin. It's really nice and smooth to apply. It's just not great for under the eyes. So if I was to repurchase this concealer again, I would get it in the shade Biscuit, like I said, and I'd use it to color correct or conceal conceal other areas of my face. I wouldn't get the concealer for like under my eyes, but for now, ginger is going to work around my brows and to highlight my T-zone, because that's all I can use it for. So if I had to pick my favorite out of the two NARS concealers, Radiant Creamy Concealer wins all day, every day. But I'd love to know, guys, if you've tried this concealer, what you thought of it, if you found a way to like make it work for you, if you had the same problem as me, then let me know down below in the comment section, and also let me know if there's anything else you'd love for me to review, and I'll do that for you. But that's it for now, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a big thumbs up if you did, comment down below, and of course also don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next video. Mwah. Bye.